Part 1. The beginning of a beautiful friendship. Once upon a time, in a small town named Greenfield, there lived two children, Emma and Liam. They were both 10 years old and lived next door to each other. Emma was a cheerful girl with curly brown hair and bright green eyes. Liam was a curious boy with short black hair and big blue eyes. They were both in the same class at school and quickly became good friends. Emma loved reading books and drawing pictures. She often spent her afternoons in the town library, lost in a world of stories and colors. Liam, on the other hand, enjoyed exploring the outdoors. He loved climbing trees, collecting rocks, and finding new trails in the nearby forest. One sunny morning, Emma and Liam decided to go on an adventure together. They packed a small bag with sandwiches, water, and some fruit. They also brought a map of the forest and a flashlight, just in case they stayed out late. They were excited to explore a new part of the forest they had never been to before. As they walked, they talked about their dreams and plans for the future. Emma wanted to be an artist and create beautiful paintings. Liam dreamed of becoming a scientist and discovering new things about the world. They laughed and joked, feeling happy and free. After walking for a while, they found a small, hidden path. It was overgrown with bush and trees, but they decided to follow it. The path led them to a magical place. There was a small, clear stream with sparkling water, and colorful flowers grew all around. Birds sang sweet songs, and butterflies danced in the air. Emma and Liam sat by the stream, enjoying the peaceful atmosphere. They ate their sandwiches and talked about the beauty of nature. Emma picked some flowers and made a crown for herself and one for Liam. They wore the flower crowns and pretended to be a king and a queen of a magical land. As the sun began to set, they realized it was time to go back home. They stood up and started walking back, but soon they noticed that the path they had followed was gone. They looked around, feeling a bit scared. The forest looked different in the dim light, and they were not sure which way to go. Liam took out the map, but it was hard to see in the fading light. Emma remembered the flashlight and quickly turned it on. With its light, they could see the map clearly. They decided to follow the stream back, hoping it would lead them to a familiar place. As they walked, they talked to each other to keep their spirits up. Liam told funny stories, and Emma shared interesting facts she had read in books. They held hands, feeling comforted by each other's presence. After what felt like a long time, they finally saw the edge of the forest and the lights of their town. They ran towards the town, feeling relieved and happy. When they reached their homes, their parents were waiting for them, looking worried. Emma and Liam explained what had happened, and their parents were glad they were safe. They promised to be more careful in the future. That night, as Emma and Liam lay in their beds, they thought about their adventure. They felt proud of themselves for finding their way back and grateful for each other's friendship. They knew that they would always be there for each other, no matter what. To be continued. In the next part, Emma and Liam will face new challenges and adventures, but their strong friendship will help them overcome anything. Stay tuned for Part 2. Part 2. New adventures and deeper bonds. The next day, Emma and Liam met at their favorite spot in the park. They sat on a big, old oak tree's roots and talked about their adventure in the forest. They both agreed that it was one of the best days they had ever had. They decided to have more adventures, but this time they would be more prepared. Over the next few weeks, Emma and Liam planned their adventures carefully. They packed more supplies, told their parents exactly where they were going, and even made a little first aid kit. They explored new places in the forest, discovered hidden ponds, and climbed tall hills to get the best views of the town. Each adventure made their friendship stronger. One day, while exploring, they found an old, abandoned treehouse. It was high up in a large oak tree, and it looked like it hadn't been used in years. The wood was old, and the paint was peeling, but Emma and Liam saw its potential. They decided to fix it up and make it their secret hideout. They worked on the treehouse every weekend. Emma used her artistic skills to paint the walls with bright, colorful designs. Liam, with his love for building and fixing things, repaired the broken parts and made it safe to climb. They brought pillows, blankets, and books to make it cozy. They even made a small bookshelf and filled it with their favorite stories. The treehouse became their special place. They spent hours there reading, drawing, and talking about everything. They made plans for future adventures and dreamed about what they would do when they grew up. The treehouse was their little world, a place where they could be themselves and share their thoughts and dreams. One summer afternoon, while they were in the treehouse, a sudden storm rolled in. The sky turned dark, and the wind began to blow hard. They could hear the sound of thunder in the distance. Emma and Liam knew they had to get home quickly. They packed their things and started to climb down, but the rain started to pour, making it slippery and dangerous. Liam went first, carefully climbing down the wet ladder. He reached the ground safely and turned to help Emma. But as Emma climbed down, her foot slipped, and she lost her grip. She screamed as she fell, but Liam was quick and caught her just in time. They both fell to the ground, but luckily, they were not hurt. They ran home through the rain, soaking wet, but laughing. When they reached their houses, their parents were worried, but relieved to see them safe. They changed into dry clothes and had hot chocolate to warm up. Emma and Liam couldn't stop talking about their escape from the storm and how they saved each other. The storm passed, and the next day was sunny and bright. Emma and Liam went back to the treehouse to check for any damage. They found that some branches had fallen, and the roof had a small leak. They worked together to fix it, and soon the treehouse was as good as new. As the years went by, Emma and Liam's friendship grew stronger. They went to different schools for high school, but always made time to meet and catch up. They faced new challenges, like difficult exams and making new friends, but they always supported each other. Whenever one of them felt down, the other was there to lift them up. One winter, when they were both 16, Emma got very sick. She had to stay in the hospital for a few weeks, and it was a tough time for her and her family. Liam visited her every day after school, bringing her favorite books and telling her stories to cheer her up. He helped her with schoolwork and made sure she didn't feel alone. Emma slowly got better, and when she finally came home, she was grateful for Liam's friendship. She knew that without him, it would have been much harder to get through that tough time. Their bond was stronger than ever. As they prepared to graduate from high school, they talked about their future plans. Emma wanted to go to art school, and Liam planned to study science at a nearby university. They knew they would be busy with their studies, but they promised to stay in touch and support each other. Before they left for college, they spent one last afternoon in their treehouse. They talked about their memories and all the adventures they had shared. They laughed about the time they got lost in the forest and the stormy day when Liam caught Emma. They felt a little sad, knowing that their lives were about to change, but they were also excited for the future. Emma and Liam kept their promise. They wrote letters, called each other, and visited during holidays. No matter how busy they were, they always made time for their friendship. They knew that true friends are rare and precious, and they were determined to keep their bond strong. Years later, after finishing their studies, Emma became a successful artist, and Liam made important discoveries in science. They were both happy and proud of their achievements. They often remembered their childhood adventures and the special friendship that had helped them become who they were. One sunny day, they returned to Greenfield and visited their old treehouse. It was still standing, a little older and worn, but filled with memories. They sat inside and talked, just like they used to. They knew that no matter where life took them, they would always be best friends. The end. Emma and Liam's story teaches us that true friendship can overcome any challenge. Their adventures and support for each other show the power of a strong bond. No matter what happens in life, having a good friend by your side makes everything better.